Oh, yeah. How's it going, everybody? I'm Barry.
And I'm Colby.
And this is Who Watches This? Welcome everybody. This is actually going to be episode 0 for the podcast.
Yeah, this is our new podcast.
Okay. So the Who Watches This podcast is just a little introduction of what the podcast is going to be about. That way you can kind of know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah, and a little introduction to us so you know who we are and where we're coming from.
Yeah. So I'm Barry. I am 31. So old. Yeah, born.
Thanks.
We're doing the podcast. We're located in Las Vegas, Nevada. But me personally, I am from California, born and raised in SoCal. Yeah, I think that's enough information about me.
I'm Colby. Colby Williams. This is I'm here in Vegas also. Born and raised here in Vegas. I am older than Barry.
And we'll just leave it at that.
I'm one generation older than him.
Yeah, he is a part of. We'll do it like this. He is a part of the Back to the Future generation.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes, grow up with Michael J. Fox.
to gauge where he's at. So the Who Watches This podcast is really all about watching. Just we have this shared love of like terrible to like B movie type of films. Anything that sort of has C-listers and B-listers more than they do have A-listers.
Right. We'll say underrated movies, not bad movies.
Yeah. But we also do love bad movies.
That is true.
We are avid fans of the Sci-Fi Channel.
Yes.
Just to let you know what we're about. Yeah, so really, all the episodes that you're going to hear from us, we will be talking about just movies we felt like have been underappreciated. Maybe they underperformed at the box office, and then especially with this whole like Rotten Tomatoes culture, like any movie reviewing or like any reviewing type of culture, I feel like for the most part deters people away from certain movies. You know,
right? Yeah.
Because like when there's like a movie on like Rotten Tomatoes that has like rotten scores, or because even now like trailers will have like the Rotten Tomato scores on the trailers.
Yeah, right.
Which is, I think, a little unfortunate because like I mean before when it would just have like movie reviewers, it's like, oh well, you know, I forgot which one is still alive from Siskel and Ebert. Yeah, so like, you know, when there's like a review from Ebert, you know, people automatically might not want to watch it, you know, and so it feels like before, like when we have those views, like just like little like what's it called, like quotes from movie reviewers, people would still watch the film regardless.
Yeah.
But now that we have like Rotten Tomatoes, people are like, okay, these are more people, like more of the general mass, so they probably know what they're talking about.
Yeah. And half the time they don't.
Well, yeah, like. But I mean, like I said, you know, yeah, just movies in general will always have an audience somewhere, and
yeah, I'm like, even, you know, you got Rotten Tomatoes. If something's got an 8%, still it means 8% of the people enjoyed it.
That means if it has 8%, Colby has definitely watched it.
I usually am like, why does this only have 8%?
Well, I mean, if you think about it, did you see like the percentage score of any DC film? Is just like critically, it's just like 60%, 50%.
Yeah.
But I'm glad they actually added that whole audience liked it portion, just because maybe like they don't want to write a whole review, but then they want to put like, oh, I liked it.
Yeah. And there's lots of times where like a movie is not necessarily well made or not well acted, but it's still enjoyable. There's to me there's always like a difference between an entertaining movie and a good movie. Those two aren't necessarily the same thing.
Yeah, they don't always correlate with each other because sometimes you could have just like a really slow budget film with like C to D like level actors,
right?
But it'll be just a thrill ride. As when Sharknado came out, Colby lost his mind.
Yeah. At that point, I was running a comic book store, and we threw a Sharknado party for the release of well, not for the first one. We didn't realize how great it was going to be, but for 2 through 5.
Was it 2 through 6?
2 through 6.
Yeah. Oh,
Sharknado parties.
Colby even coerced a pizza shop to create shark-shaped pizza.
Yep. Yep, we outgrew the store, and so we moved over to Zotti's Pizza. Shout out to them. Yeah, they did shark-shaped pizzas. They threw Sharknado on all their screens. It worked out really well, except for the one time when we advertised the time incorrectly because they were on digital or like and we were on cable, and so or they were on satellite. We were on cable,
yeah.
so it ended up being like 3 hours difference. So
like the funny thing about that is like just being a normal like patron of the actual pizza shop, because most of those movies, Sharknado movies, came out on Sundays,
right? And
so those guys are probably like wanting to watch sports, and they're just like, why the hell is a shark movie on sci-fi on all the TVs right now? This is horse shit.
Yeah, because they're Chicago-based pizza place, and so so they're definitely like sports bar.
Well, I mean, it's really good that we don't have too many the Bears fans over here,
right,
in Las Vegas. Especially now. Well, you know what? Now it might get a little bit harder to throw those parties because the Raiders are coming.
That is true.
And but I don't believe they'll be like advertising Raider gear, even though
Yeah.
And so I hope you guys like from that tirade of unscripted nonsense have found out what kind of podcast you'll be listening to. Now, I just want to explain something before we reach our next segment, which is going to be our top 5 movies apiece. It's because we wanted to show you what kind of movie taste that we have, and hopefully you guys can like see where we're coming from.
Right.
But I wanted to explain one thing is we do have a rating system for the episodes that are going to be coming into the future. It ranges. We actually added something later on, but it ranges from Stream It, used DVD, used Blu-ray, new Blu-ray, and Ultimate Box Collection. Now I know what you guys are going to be wondering is how come there isn't a skip it or like don't watch it option, and it's because me and Colby believe that even if we don't like the movies, there's always going to be somebody out there that will.
Yeah, and pretty much we've been picking these movies off of, taking turns kind of showing movies that we like or that we've heard good things about, even if they're bad movies. So that, it's not like we're not here to just bash a movie. I mean, certainly you'll get a movie, we'll say Total Recall, and they've got this like horror, like the movie's good and it's fun, and then at the end there's this horrible scene where Arnold's eyes almost pop out because they create the atmosphere of Mars in 17 seconds, and it ruins the whole movie. But we're like, still most of the movie's good, so we'll have positive things to say about it. Hey, and it's got a 3-breasted whore.
Yeah, so we'll definitely make fun of a movie, but we'll never totally like just bash it.
Right. If a movie is not worth saying anything good on, we're not gonna do an episode on it.
Yeah, just because like there's still people that put time into it, that put money into it, and You know, and we don't want to like completely just trash on a movie and just be like, skip it, don't watch it, because they took the effort, they made the effort to make that movie, so they should at least get paid something.
Right. Shout out to House Shark.
That is one of the longest movies ever.
But it's clever.
Yeah. So if you ever watch House Shark, that comment by Colby is gonna let you know how much leeway he will give you on movies. But yeah, I don't know if you did a particular order. I kind of just did my 5 in no like least,
Yeah, I kind of did that too. I had like an ongoing 5 list that I had put together probably 15 years ago, and I'm always like, this is my top 5. And then as I was thinking about it, I was like, you know what? That doesn't include any movies in the last 15 years, so I should probably revamp it.
Oh, wait. So before we start and like we talk about why these films are our favorite films, well, what was your top 5 for the last 15 years?
But it was Lethal Weapon 1, Young Guns, the Western movie with Emilio Estevez.
Yes.
Office Space as a comedy. And then the other 2 movies are still on the list, so I won't say them yet.
Yeah, actually, I was thinking about it when Colby asked to do this 0 episode, because like I think it is a good way to just kick off like the channel or like our station,
right?
Just to let everybody know what kind of podcast we're gonna be. So, actually, all of my 5 favorite films, I own it on Blu-ray, and you will notice in the future episodes coming ahead, I do not easily, and they're all new. They were all new when I bought them. And so, yeah, you'll notice in the upcoming episodes, it is hard for me to want to spend the money for a new Blu-ray. If I like a movie enough, but not enough, use Blu-ray. And then, new DVD and used DVD, it's like a very thin line between almost streaming it.
Yeah.
Kobe, so do you wanna go like 1-1?
Sure.
Okay. Do you wanna go start first?
So this is a pretty popular one, but definitely this will kind of show like my taste in movies. Gets a lot of love from the Sci-Fi Channel. Starship Troopers. Absolutely loved this movie. It's one of the first movies that I saw multiple times in the theater. Just good adventure, decent story. I mean, acting is
what it is.
Is what it is.
So like if you look at if you're listening to this episode, you have probably watched Starship Troopers.
I would think you have.
Yeah. But if you look at Starship Troopers now, it looks as good as a sci-fi movie that has been produced this year.
Yes, yeah.
It holds up really well.
Yeah, and for what it was, I mean, it got a good budget. It got great special effects for the time.
Yeah. And I think, like, even, they did have some semi-big people in there, like Neil Patrick Harris. He sort of came out of, like, the Doogie Howser hiding.
Right,
that he did. Denise Richards.
Denise Richards.
She's not really in the movie as much as you'd like her to be.
But she's coming off the Charlie Sheen fame, right? But she had done some movies, and then she started.
I'm pretty sure it was before Wild Things.
Okay, yeah.
Because Wild Things, I got to see her boobs. So, but because in this one she still looked pretty young. I think this movie came out like 99, around that time, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. So yeah, Denise Richards. But besides those two and the professor, the guy with the half metal arm.
Yeah.
The rest of the cast is a little bit unknown.
Right.
Except for the tall blonde guy.
Who was
He was in The Frighteners with Michael J. Fox.
It's the one that's Gary Busey's son.
Is that his son?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I can see it now. Now that you've said it. Okay. Yeah, that dude's a giant. But yeah, he was in the Frighteners.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Oh yeah. So one of my favorite films is actually a film that like it's like 20 something years old now, but I just remember watching it so much because back then like I was raised by like my mom, single mother, you know, and so when she was at work, you know, she like most responsible parents leave me at home by myself.
Right.
But you know, like, don't worry. Like, you know, there was an aunt always around the corner, like 10 minutes away if anything ever happened. But yeah, this movie always came on because we had illegal cables. So we had HBO. But Forrest Gump.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's probably like one of my first like Tom Hanks films. And for like the longest time, I thought he was like that. Until Castaway, I was okay. He's not like mentally challenged. But yeah, no, it's just like, you know, Forrest Gump was sort of like, I think it's when you watch that movie, and it's like it is a pretty famous movie. It's super famous. Anyone in our age range, you know, love that movie just because it's like a story about a guy who never gave up.
Right. Oh, totally.
Yeah, you know, he kept running, like Jenny told him to.
Yep.
And he just kept running. And this dude just ended up super rich. Ended up with the girl he loved, even though, you know, she kicked the bucket because of all the lollygagging she did. I don't know. It's just a really feel-good type of movie with a lot of, like, moments in it that you just love. Like, with...
it goes through the whole range of feels. I mean... Yeah. There's parts that make you cry, definitely parts that make you laugh.
Yeah. And, you know, and then the famous Lieutenant Dan. You got new legs, Lieutenant Dan. Yeah, and it's so funny because, like, there's, like, certain movies out there where, like, it's not as entertaining watching it, but then it's so funny talking about it. And then the other way around, where it's funny watching it, but then when you, like, sort of talk about it, it's like, oh, okay, you're already over the joke.
Right.
But this one, I just felt like it's still a good movie to this day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely holds.
Yeah.
The test of time.
Kobe?
Okay. So, like, people make fun of me about this one. This is a little bit more serious one. I say that, but, Chappie?
that is on that made it to the list?
That made it to top 5 movies of all time. And it was one of those ones I just totally got like sideswiped by. I actually thought I was watching a different movie, and then it ended up being, you know, this really cool kind of, what is it, Australian or
Australian, I believe. South African.
South African company made, and it just, you know, it didn't get the love that it deserved, and I think it just, you know, it just really is a much better movie than people give it credit for.
I think they just waited too long between this and Short Circuit, another lovable cyborg movie.
Right.
But yeah, Chappie, if you watch it, it's like, if you don't go in it with any like expectations, and you just watch it, it's a super enjoyable movie. And like the production value in that movie is super high.
Right, for the budget, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I really like District 9, which was another one that same producer and director and everything did. But, you know, my brain won't let me put two similar movies on the list together.
Well, no, but District 9 is about, like, aliens.
Right, but I'm like, it could be the same timeline,
okay.
Same continuity.
So one of my other old favorite movies on the list It's another older film. It's sort of hard to replace it just because it's the type of film that made me love like dialogue heavy movies. Which is I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you should know about it. It's Quentin Tarantino's Pulp Fiction.
Oh, I was totally gonna say Reservoir Dogs.
Actually, I watched Pulp Fiction was my first Tarantino film, and then I watched Reservoir Dogs and so on and so forth, and Dusk Till Dawn. Oh, I don't know if did he direct that film too, or was he just in it with the George Clooney?
I know he was at least producer. Maybe he didn't direct it, but I know he was involved in it. Besides just
acting in it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, that film though, it's just I usually don't really like star-studded heavy casts, but I only think it got worse because of after what's it called, that one movie with Ludacris. It was all racial and social commentary. It's with Ludacris, Matt Dillon. It got an Emmy. I forgot what it was called, but it was just a huge cast, and then everybody's stories were intertwined, and then after that sort of set this whole precedent with Love Actually, all these stories that come together.
Right.
I wasn't a really big fan of, but then when I started thinking about it, I was like, okay, Pulp Fiction was actually the first to really do something like that, right? Because the cast of Pulp Fiction is huge.
Right.
You know, you had what's it called, Bruce Willis, Ving Rhames, John Travolta, Samuel L. Jackson, Uma Thurman. It's a big cast.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't know. It was just so well done. It kept me entertained, and I felt like the editing for it, which I think we've talked about it before. The woman who edited all of his films. Yeah, she just paced those type of movies really well.
Oh, definitely.
And it just, it felt more fluid than any of the other movies where it felt too forced.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the next on your list, Kobe?
So another kind of goofy movie. Well, they're all goofy movies. I don't know why I even preface it that way. But just another one where it's it just totally caught me off guard off of what, because I had no expectations, and it just, the preview seemed goofy, so I picked it up and watched it. Was Scott Pilgrim. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. And I didn't even, being a comic guy running a comic store, I didn't even know that it was a comic book pre that. I just knew that it was that genre, and so, but man, I think that was one of those movies that's just super clever, which just got all these kind of little hidden Easter eggs all the way through.
And that one has a pretty heavy cast as well.
Yeah.
But then you get them in moments, so it's not it doesn't feel forced. You get, who was it, oh god, what's his name? Brandon Routh.
Right.
Chris Evans. And just, a whole lot of cast. Yeah, that one is fun too, as far as a nice, fun comic book.
Right. And all these movies are I feel have real, it's super important to me for them to make a list like this, is that they've got replay value. And I've seen this movie probably 15 times, and I don't ever get tired of it. And I don't know if I'd want to watch it 4 days in a row, but but definitely
that's a whole lot of Michael Cera.
If it's been a couple months and it's on TV, it's on Sci-Fi Channel, or it's on something, or I just want to watch something that's going to lift my spirit, this is, throw it on, and it's good, fun watch, just definitely entertaining. Definitely one of those things where, if somebody comes over and they're like, Scott Pilgrim, I never heard of that. You're like, sit down, we got to watch this. Great Sharon movie.
Yeah, and it's a light tone, and it's just really easy to follow. I mean, you can tell by the plot line, even after they explain it to you, you know what's going to happen, you know how it's going to progress. But it's just, I think the way that they shot it, the way they edited it, it's still just a really fun watch. Always find something new, and you notice smaller things once in a while.
Oh yeah,
that's fun. Another one on my list is I I had to have like one romantic comedy type of film, but of course I couldn't pick like a normal one. It was actually going to be How to Make a Friend for the End of the World.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that film?
Yes.
Yeah, starring Steve Carell, and one of the only reasons I really watched it is because even till now I have the hugest crush on Keira Knightley. You know, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the underbite or it's the British thing. But yeah, no, actually watching this film, I like it so much because it's sort of like a little psychology. There's like a little psychology into it, just because like then you see how people act when they know that everyone's gonna die. You know, everyone starts to just like have this whole fuck it mentality, and just, you know, his wife leaves him in the beginning. Then he goes through this weird depression, which is really sucks because he's gonna die, you know, and now he has to like be more depressed, you know. And like the funny thing about it is the next day he still goes to work.
Yep.
But I don't know, it's like weird because I was like, oh, they're not gonna fall in love because of the age difference, but then Keira Knightley is sort of like this free spirit, and so she's just like, you know, trying to comfort herself, like, you know, try to cope with this whole end of the world thing. And I don't know, it's just a really nice, like, it's a nice, like, I don't know if you can hear it, rainy day film. You know, it's like one of those films I kind of just watch when I'm kind of feeling sad or alone. Yeah. And it's just like, oh, okay, that was adorable. Now I can feel better. Whew. Go about my day. But yeah, it's just, not only is it a rom-com, but it's like a little bit of science fiction. You know, up to this point, it's science fiction that the meteor is going to hit the Earth. And
yep.
You know, you never know. It might be the same meteor that hit when the dinosaurs... Round 2. But yeah, it's like a nice, like, little romantic comedy with a little bit of sci-fi, a little bit of like watching how people are going to deal with, you know, inevitable death. You know? So yeah, I don't know. It's just.
I'm definitely into movies like that as well. Like, not everything I like is just goofy. My favorite things are goofy, but like, yeah, I have a psychology degree. I really like the psychology aspect of movies like that. We'll do a little segment on like coming up on like trapped movies, people trapped in specific situations, and how they have, like, I really enjoy the psychology of how a person deals with that kind of thing.
Yeah. What's next on your list?
So we're down to like my top 2, and you know, it was when I was putting this list together today, I jokingly asked my wife, I was like, hey, what are my top 5 movies? And she's like, Sharknado? And I was like, okay, that's 1. She's like, no, 5 Sharknados, that's your top 5. Even though we enjoy the Sharknados very much, yay, ear and zeering, not my top 5 favorites. But yeah, she put a decent list together. She put Starship Troopers on there. She got Scott Pilgrim. So it was pretty interesting that like how well she knows me, even though she hates those kind of movies. That's why I watch them with Barry. But my top 2, and it was tough. I mean, you've got Monty Python, and that's the Holy Grail, such a classic movie. You know, obviously the Star Wars movies are great. I tried to cut out like those franchises, like no Star Wars, no Marvel movies. They're like basically one giant conglomerate. So I was like, even though I love them all, just take them out because it would be too hard to pick one favorite without, you know, dissecting them all.
Yeah.
So top 2, I was really like, my number 1 for like forever has been Conan the Barbarian with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And just such a nostalgic, because I remember being young and watching that when it first came out, and a lot of the special effects don't hold up, but it just, I mean,
Give me
like,
the sword!
I mean, it made me want to be a barbarian. I've watched a lot of ninja movies and stuff, but I mean, like, there was just something about Conan that really stuck. It's been edged out, and I have a new favorite after,
Conan the Barbarian?
Really going after it. But I think number 2, all time, Conan the Barbarian.
I mean, that's a fun movie, right? Definitely, like, Conan for you was probably what Forrest was for me, because I wasn't a fast runner.
Right, right.
I couldn't imagine running around the United States twice.
Yeah, and I was like the little fat kid who, like, not like, I wasn't like Cartman, but I was like the chubby kid who wanted to be tough, and I wanted to be the barbarian. And my favorite comic's the Hulk. I like that, like, dumb, just beast of a person.
And oh man, Arnold back then was definitely that person.
Yeah.
So the next one for me on my list is actually probably one of my favorite meta sort of horror films. The last two, I'm not gonna lie, they're gonna be horror. But it's gonna be like a little off kilter. But this one is definitely, it's Cabin in the Woods.
Oh, I was really debating putting that on mine as well. I really...
Only because, it's still a horror film, and you get everything you want from a horror film. You get the whole tropes of Cabin in the Woods, what's it called? The whole sacrifice. You get everything in that whole thing where they go to a basement, touch something they shouldn't.
Yep. And
then you get explanations as to why they have these dumb decisions, like, oh, why did they drop the knife? Or, why didn't they keep going? Why do they have sex in inappropriate situations?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, and then it's just fun because like that film really just pokes fun at like the whole audience, the people who watch horror films. Because then at this point in time, it's just everything has sort of been done to death, but we still want to keep seeing new ways. It's like when you're in a really stale relationship, like, you love this person, but you'd also love to see a new pair of boobs.
And the movie was it was a satire off of horror movies, but then it ended up being a better horror movie than the movies it was making fun of.
Yeah, so which is satisfying the needs of the ancients.
Yeah. Because
it even one of my favorite parts in there is that it has all the archetypes of every horror film.
Right.
You have the jock, the whore, the virgin, the nerd, or what's it called, the scholar, and then the fool.
Right.
Which for me, my favorite part is spoiler alert, it's been 6 years. But my favorite part is that the fool and then the quote quote virgin.
Yep.
Survive it, but not really. But my favorite part in that too is when Sigourney Weaver is I'm not. When she's the girl, the main character from Cabin in the Woods, she's telling Sigourney Weaver I'm not a virgin, and Sigourney Weaver says, "Well, we're gonna take what we can get." You're the most purest out of everybody. Yeah, and so if you guys haven't seen The Cabin in the Woods, I totally spoiled it for you, but it's still worth watching.
It's definitely a good watch.
Colby, what is the last one on your list?
Okay, so this movie, I've loved this since I first saw it. It's kind of a smaller, most people that I talk to haven't heard of this, or they have no idea. The Adventures of Baron Munchausen.
Oh, Mike, you know what? That movie. Okay, I've never really been into Uma Thurman. I know she's attractive, but for me, I just never found her that attractive. But man, when she does the Venus portrait,
right?
I was like, oh, I get it.
Yep.
Oh, so because that is a more lesser known Monty Python.
Yeah, so it's like a Monty Python spin-off. It's got a lot of the Monty Python cast in it. Terry Gilliam is the director. He's the one who directed Holy Grail and Life of Brian. And then more recently, he directed
the
Grimm Brothers.
Oh, okay.
With what? Matt Damon.
Oh, yeah, and he was Heath Ledger?
Maybe.
Yeah, it's an old film, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's one of his, the older films that he did. Did he also do the movie with Simon Pegg? Where he, what's it called? Everything that he said would come true?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Because, the aliens in there were the cast from Monty Python.
Yes, so that's definitely a possibility. But yeah, I really like him as a director. I thought the movie is super clever. It's off of, a book from, the 1920s about, a baron who just tells all these tall tales about his life. And they come across in a way where you just don't know what is true and what is fabricated. And everything has enough truth that nothing's a lie, but everything's just exaggerated in enough way that it just makes him just superhuman.
I know. What was one of his feats? Like, he went around the world, or...
Yeah.
So I forgot. Yeah, it wasn't that.
Yeah. And he had his friends, and his friends were he was the Eric Idle was the fastest man in the world. But then by the time he's telling these stories, Eric Idle is his friends are now all old and decrepit, and so he can barely even walk. And he's still telling them the stories about how he's the fastest man in the world.
Well, I like the way that they start that film too, because they started from a trial or something, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and it's sort of, he recants everything, and then that's how the movie progresses to the point where you get to the beginning of the movie from at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a super fun movie. I remember Colby did he let me borrow that film, and I super enjoyed it.
So we were talking about kind of the you have all your films on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
So Conan, I originally had it on VHS, and then I had it on DVD, and now I have it on Blu-ray. So progressed with it. The Adventures of Baron Munchausen I've never bought on Blu-ray, but I have had it 5 times on DVD and always lent it out to people who never give it back. So I've bought it 5 times.
I think it's time to buy it on Blu-ray.
Right, and then don't borrow it.
And never let anybody borrow it. At least, no one that you don't know where they live.
Right. And I know where everybody lives, and I'm still friends with everybody who I let it borrow, so I could just go and collect them all.
Yeah, but then now you have then you're gonna have 5 copies of Baron von Munchausen.
That's true. Yeah.
So now you could just consider them as future gifts.
Right.
When they ever ask you, oh, hey, Colby, it's my birthday. It's oh, I think I gave you a gift a long time ago. The last one on my list is actually going to be, I think it's the film that made me sort of B-rated type of horror films. Just because just to let you guys know, most of the films I do like to enjoy watching are horror films. Just because there's always new creative ways to watch people die on screen.
Right. Yeah.
New way, the supernatural, serial killer. I love thrillers. And so that's a lot of the movies I like to watch. But my favorite one, which actually got me into the more B-rated type of films, just because if you look at it, if you look through the library of B-rated horror films, it's probably one of the largest ones out there. Just because, especially from the 80s, it's up to the 90s, and up to now, it's just the easiest one to shoot. It's the easiest, the production. It's easy for a lot of people to get into. Right,
and it's one of those ones where you can control the lights to be able to offset budget and stuff like that. There's a lot of tricks to get into doing them cheaply, so that there's a lot more of them seem to be made.
Yeah. I mean, even with independent student films, a lot of them that I've seen on YouTube and stuff, a lot of them started off doing I did this horror film in college, so it's like a fun genre because then you can do so many things with it, and it ended up with like people dying.
Right. Where like an action film, you're like, hey, how am I going to get tanks and cars to blow up, and how am I going to, destroy a helicopter?
Right.
Unless you're like very proficient at computer editing
right.
and stuff like that. But
or you get like miniatures, and then you just put like M80s in them or cherry bombs.
Right. Yes. Go Godzilla style.
Actually, that'd be a really fun movie to watch. Just if there's an action film with really good fight choreography, but then when they did like the car scenes, it was like toy cars. But yeah, so my film actually is one of like the early. It's like probably around the same time I watched Forrest Gump. It was Evil Dead's Army of Darkness.
Oh.
If you've ever wanted to know where I think the B-rated goodness started, you can start from Evil Dead 1, or if you want to go more comedic, Evil Dead 2.
Right.
They're the same movie.
Just a slightly bigger budget?
It's just a slightly bigger budget, Well, I think in the second one, they started to make it more comedic. Sam Raimi definitely, I think he leaned into, the more comedy part of it. Just because I believe, the first Evil Dead had just such a hell of a time trying to complete it. Because I think it was, in the span of, 2-3 years. And so, portions of, the Evil Dead 1, it's not even the same actresses anymore because he couldn't get them back.
Yeah.
Bruce Campbell was the only one that stayed on the whole time.
Right. And,
but that's only because him and Sam Raimi are, best friends.
Yep.
So, but yeah, if you guys have never seen Evil Dead 2, it is, the thing is, they couldn't use anything from Evil Dead 1 or 2 when they made Army of Darkness because they switched studios.
Yeah.
And so then after that, they couldn't get any of the rights to the original 2 films. And so this one is going to be a little bit off. I'm surprised they let them keep the chainsaw hand. Right? I thought they were going to change it into what's it called? An electronic hammer hand. Which, would have been cool in its own right. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, it's just a fun, goofy movie. There's a lot of stop motion in it for all the skeleton battles.
And that is still super cool.
Well, see, the thing about the stop motion stuff that they used to do with Puppet Master from Full Moon Studios is that it takes so much time, and I think, there's so much craftsmanship in it that even till today it holds up really well.
Right.
Because
even if you go old black, white, Ray Harryhausen dinosaur movies and stuff,
or King Kong,
or King Kong, that kind of stuff, it's still super entertaining. It holds up way better than some of the Sci-Fi Channel where they just superimposing a giant crocodile into something, and you're like, oh, somebody did that on their computer.
Remember that one scene in Arachnoquake? When the giant spider was going all over the city, but then people were just still driving about their day.
And so much of that was pretty well done, and that just that. Yeah.
The devil's in the details.
Yes, it is.
But yeah, so when I remember I watched this. 97. I was in the Philippines. This is what I spent a whole year in the Philippines, and so we would get a limited run of English movies, and for some reason this was one of them.
Okay.
And it was just cool because Bruce Campbell, Ash, such a cool cool anti-hero almost, right? Because he's such a dick.
Yeah.
He's always looking out for number one. And and then he gets sucked up into this medieval world where he is the prophesized one because in a painting there's a man with an unknown weapon on his hand. And then just the whole claymation, all of the claymation in it, I'm pretty sure some of it was practical because he would have one-on-one battles with some of them. Mm-hmm. But for the major scenes, the mass scenes where it had a whole bunch of little skeletons, it still holds up. And I have the entire Evil Dead series on Blu-ray just because it was on sale. So I got them brand new.
Right.
Black Friday, you guys.
That to me, that all section's all like ultimate box set. I mean, like that is.
Oh, if they had, oh my god! So if Evil Dead came out with the ultimate box set in the Necronomicon, then you could hide it and pretend like you're really well read.
Yes.
But yeah, that is our top fives.
Yep. And I mean, like, lots of shout outs. I mean, like, we huge fans of practical effects. We'll mention that, I'm sure, 100 times on this podcast. A bad practical effect is
better than a decent CG.
Yeah. Also, huge fan of Kevin Smith. Love all of Kevin Smith stuff. You know, just kind of give you an idea.
Oh yeah. I also own Silent Bob Strike Back.
Yep.
I still haven't seen the second one, which is unfortunate, but I'll just wait for it to come out on like Blu-ray or something.
Right.
To check it out. Yeah, we do love all the other smaller movies. Of course, we are big fans of Star Wars.
Absolutely.
You know,
and there's good stuff about even the first three.
Well, the first three?
The second three. Which is 1, 2, and 3. There we go.
Well, I'm going to let you know right now, I enjoy 1, 2, and 3 more than I enjoy 7 and 8 right now.
It's sort of a dumb thing. One of the things that annoys me in movies is when they try to throw something like overly cute in, and it just like Guardians of the Galaxy, fantastic movie franchise. Love Groot, hate Baby Groot. I he had its place, and I am very glad they didn't overdo him. They used him just enough, but I get scared on some of those things where it was like, BB-8, just don't overdo it.
In your mind, he's no R2-D2.
Right. Like if we should go back to like the Hayden Christian ones where I didn't hate Jar Jar. Like everybody like
you mean the most evil Sith in the entire universe?
Right? Everybody crapped all over Jar Jar. I didn't hate him. I much more disliked when they put C-3PO's head on the droid, like the
droids. The battle droids.
Battle droid. That was just. It was like that's just ridiculous. They're like pandering to little kids. Like it just was. It felt so out of place. Where Jar Jar had a distinct role in the movie, so even if he was goofy, he was.
Okay, so like one thing I do want to point about Jar Jar, right? If you watch the original 3, there is an underlying sinister portion of Jar Jar because when you first meet him, he is this stranger in a strange planet on the road, just like how you meet Yoda,
right? In
number 2,
yep,
or number 5,
yep.
But then as you progress through this trilogy, he has a seat on the World Senate.
Almost immediately, yeah.
So how does no one respect this guy? Because he is one of the most evil Sith lords.
Yeah.
Because I mean, even in the first one, he dispatches like a tank, like a whole like squad of droids.
Right.
Almost, but he does it in a very Three Stooges way. Yeah, which that's adorable. Ha ha ha. No, there's evil.
Yep.
Oh, see, I thought when you were going with the whole cute thing, I thought you were gonna talk about the Baby Yoda.
I have not seen The Mandalorian yet, and Baby Yoda, I feel.
I don't like it.
Yeah. I'm already tired of it, and I've just been seeing it on Facebook.
Okay, so like my thing with the whole Baby Yoda thing is first, it's not Yoda.
No.
Because this is post, Rebel, or I forgot what the era is called.
Even if it was post the very first movie, it's Yoda's still ancient.
Yeah. Well, like, I think in that one, I heard that the Baby Yoda is 50 years old. But, like, one of the things I feel like a lot of people aren't remembering is that Yoda had, and Yodel, if you guys don't know, the female Yoda.
Right.
They both extended their life because they were so attuned with the light side of the Force. You know, so like him aging at this point, he should actually be not a baby still. He should be like almost in his teens. Uh, but that's just a side side threat. I really hate. I am in this very small percentage of people who hate that the Mandalorian has decided to put one of Yoda's races in its baby infant form in this show.
Right.
I don't think there's a room for it, right? I don't
Right.
know.
Unless they're going to land on the planet, and that's where the baby Yodas come from, and there's a bunch of them.
But George Lucas,
then it's that's a breed of, or a species, not a breed.
well, you gotta have to remember too, like George Lucas has very adamantly tried to not give Yoda a name for his race. And like it's funny too because like in the whole like in the Legends history that Disney has decided to eradicate, not only was there Yoda and Yodel, but then there was two other species that were on the seat of the council of the the Grand Master Jedi Council, and like the whole council would try to press them about where they are from. Because they are so attuned with the light side of the Force that they're pretty much like this nuclear bomb of a weapon. But they have never divulged that any of it. And so yeah, I don't. It's called The Mandalorian, you know. I want to see some bounty hunter shit.
Right. Totally.
I don't want to see I don't know what the context of Baby Yoda is in here.
Right.
But if the Mandalorian is carrying around a baby Yoda species, I'm totally not for it.
Yeah, I like everybody, I'm probably going to end up getting Disney Plus just so I can watch
The Mandalorian.
I'll wait till the whole season's out, and that way I only have to get it for a month.
Maybe even for a week. I'm not really enjoying the Disney Plus service. Oh, but sir, you've watched the entire series of The Mandalorian. Yeah, I'm not enjoying it.
Yeah, I don't like anything else.
But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this introductory episode on who we are.
Yes, and we certainly hope you enjoy future episodes.
Yes, we will actually be kicking off our first official episode December. We will be doing underrated Christmas films.
Yeah.
I don't know why I have the rising inflection in my voice as I was speaking. But I think one of our first movies is going to be Jingle All the Way.
Oh, yes.
Starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad. Now, that's a movie he was definitely in.
Yes.
Only because it was such a strange stretch of family movies that Arnold had did. It was like Kindergarten Cop, Twins.
Yep.
The one where he was pregnant.
I forgot about that. Yeah, he went from like action star to dad, and then like to try to do his comedy.
Yeah,
and then
which I think it kind of worked for him because he is a pretty good straight man.
Right.
So like if you pair him up with a comedian, it really works kind of well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think after this though he went back to doing like The Sixth Day, and then became the governor. Get in the chopper. Man, I'm totally gonna get hate for these Arnold. We're probably gonna get a lot of hate for hating Baby Yoda too.
I think that's gonna be where we get our hate. We haven't seen it yet, so when I watch it, I may change my mind.
No, I will still hate it. It has no room in The Mandalorian. I want to see The Mandalorian with the black lightsaber that was in the Clone Wars. I just, so like, okay, a little last rant before we actually finish off the episode. I really hate that Disney bought Star Wars. Because now they can't do all the cool, they can't go off any legends.
Right.
I don't know if it was Disney's idea or J.J. Abrams' idea to eradicate the entire Legends universe. Because there's so much source material for them to go through.
Right.
I don't mind them going for like Marvel, whatever, you know. That's where they were gonna. That's how they started their franchise anyway.
Right.
Iron Man was pretty soft.
They accepted, like, Marvel was already there and it was already all put out by Marvel, so it was like, okay, that all comes with it. Where I think with Star Wars stuff, there were so many fringe writers writing stories that they were like, if we're going to use their story, we don't have to pay for them, so let's just cut them all out and we can just keep all the rewrite it. And
I know, but it was such a rich, like, there's so much.
There was so much
that you could just go off of. You don't have to pay everybody. Just, because, I mean, for me, and I know, like, for a friend, I know to you guys right now, I'm sounding like a neckbeard. Or, you know, and I know one of the toxic things about Star Wars culture are its fanboys.
Right.
And so I'm not mad with the products that Disney has put out for Star Wars. It's cool. Like, they gave people, a lot of newer fans, more things to love about the whole series.
Right.
But then, like, for the people who like to read about, like, the extended universe and all that stuff, it just kind of sucks, you know? Like, you know, it was, like, really cool with Han Solo's son and daughter. You know, one became a dark side user, one became a light side user. And it was just, like, a lot of things that you could have just really done. And then I think, like, I'm just sad that they're never going to do an Old Republic movie or series.
Oh, right. That would be...
Because in that, like, there's like a video game that had just the best trailers. The game was kind of shit. Maybe I just don't think Star Wars would be good as an MMO, which it was. But like there was there's so many battles you could have seen with like a gang of Sith users and Jedi just going at. I think there's just a lot of like lost content there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I apologize for this Disney.
And this episode is brought to us by our sponsor, Disney.
I really hope that, like, if this podcast ever blows up, we don't get a call from Disney like, hey, we're gonna need you to remove the 0 episode. All right.
Yeah. One day our episode 0 will just be like 18 minutes. Yeah. Oh, what happened?
Unless Disney wants to buy us out too, that'd be awesome.
That is true.
Because I have student loans that they can pay for. All right, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys start to stay tuned for our episodes that we'll be releasing in December.
Yep.
And I hope you guys just grow with us. We're gonna set up like a Twitter and all that stuff. We'll put on the show notes so you guys can reach out to us. Maybe throw out some suggestions. The way that we've been doing it, or the way that we're gonna be doing it, is we're gonna do monthly themes.
Yep.
So, like, one will have trap movies, one will have sci-fi movies, musicals, and all the sorts. So, if you guys ever want to see something, just reach out to us, and we'll just put it on our to-do list.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I am Barry.
And I am Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. Our theme music is by Rosevere. It's called Arcade Montage. You can find it on the FMA.com album Music for Podcast 3.
Thank you.